I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the intensity of that game, all the hype around it. We were waiting so long. The fact that it was our captain, our star player. But that was, I would say, the most emotional I've ever felt after watching a player get that injured. That was really tough to watch. And I felt sick to my stomach. And to be honest, like, just felt like crying when I saw that happen. If you didn't see last night's Toronto Maple Leafs Montreal Canadiens game one, you didn't see what I think is a horrible injury to John Tavares. He gets hit and awkwardly falls, and while he's falling and turning, Corey Perry's knee catches him in the head, and it doesn't sound that bad, like he maybe just gets a knee to the head, but the way it happened, his head really gets jolted back, and you can just tell immediately he's knocked out. He's in trouble. He's lying there stiff, and he needs help. Live during the play, you see John Tavares start going down, and in the very corner of the screen, right before the camera panned, I saw his head get hit, and I was like, ooh, that's not going to be good. Then all of a sudden the play stops, and it goes to John, who's just lying there knocked out on his stomach. The trainer comes out and tries to stabilize him, and immediately you can tell John's in even more trouble than we originally thought. They try to get him on his back, and he looked at a total loss of control over his body. And that scene there, as they're trying to stabilize him, was just terrifying. My heart just dropped. It was really tough to watch, quite honestly. I mean, obviously your mind starts thinking the worst, like this could be a spine whiplash injury that we've seen to be career ending. You start thinking about John as a new father, what his wife must be thinking, obviously all of his teammates, and this is in the first 10 minutes of the hockey game, and you don't want to see it to anybody whatsoever, but to happen to your captain. I just wanted to I guess, speak to it, express my concern. We've had some positive reports come out since John stayed in hospital last night, but apparently all of his tests came back clear. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm hoping that means that structurally there's not much damage, maybe like a concussion that they couldn't pick up, but at least perhaps no strains or fractures in the vertebrae, which would be a really positive sign because that impact looked quite terrible. I mean, in my head, I was thinking like this is the kind of injury that you would see in a car accident, that kind of level of impact. It's terrifying. I'm just really glad to hear that, he's okay. Him putting the thumbs up, that's the standard move when you're going away on a stretcher to just reassure everybody you're okay. But that's a really big sign because when you're dealing with neck, motion the hands and the feet, it's important. So it was terrifying. I'm sure it was terrifying for everybody. And the overall reaction that I've seen online, I would say is very positive for Leafs fans, considering we ended up losing that game 2-1. The game came second, I think, for everybody. I think everybody really just had first and foremost their concern for John. Everybody wants him to be okay, and after that, if we could win the game, then great. But I don't think anybody really set the expectations that the Toronto Maple Leafs could really control the play after that. And of course, Montreal got their first goal of the game just a few moments after the incident. And I mean, Montreal was rattled too. You could tell. It's not like it was an advantage for Montreal, but Toronto was really taken back. I don't think anybody really expected them to play at the top of their game after seeing their captain go down like that. I've seen times where injuries like that, but maybe with a little bit worse of an outcome, the games get postponed because of the way it'll impact the players and their minds. Fortunately, they were able to play because I think that they noticed that John was, feeling his hands, feeling his feet, and feeling much better at the time that they were taking him off the ice. But scary incident, just hoping he's okay. I'm not upset with the loss at all last night, not to mention that it was a really tight, competitive game, and Leafs ultimately ended up losing it on a shorthanded goal, which you can never accept. But It wasn't like the Leafs didn't perform at all. They pushed hard. They did. Montreal just played even better, but it was just really tough to recover from that kind of incident. Now, a lot of people I've seen are really hating on Foligno for the fight. I can see why you would definitely think that it's a little bit, you know, I don't know, dirty to fight Perry after that, because no, Perry was not at fault for this at all. It was just coincidental impact with his knee. I think Foligno, as he said in his interview after the game, wanted to just settle the score right then and there so that there was no, I don't know, dues to be paid throughout the rest of this series where people had to feel like they had to go after Perry just because of this. It just settled the score right away, and then everybody could kind of move on. I think more than that, though, it was get the teams going for both players, for both teams. Like I said, trying to play hockey after that, especially when you've been so amped up to play your game for about a week now, waiting for your game. You're 10 minutes into the first game. It's a rivalry like none other in the NHL. You're buzzing, your whole mindset, your whole daily preparation has led you to this moment, and all of a sudden you're just rattled and you're off your game. How do you play hockey after that? After seeing your captain get stretchered off the ice in a very dangerous and scary collision? At least a fight kind of gets them forgetting a little bit about what just happened and going, okay, we're in a hockey game. Let's figure this out. Let's get some energy. I respect Foligno for doing that. In fact, I think it's a leadership move. Now, a lot of people, like I said, don't like it at all. Don't respect Foligno for it. Personally, I do respect Foligno for it. I respect Perry for that as well. I'm not a huge Corey Perry fan, but answering the bell, even though it wasn't intentional. Perry knows it wasn't intentional, but Perry knows that might as well get this over with now. And I think Perry was trying to do the same thing for his own team too. Get some energy, forget about what just happened. Let's try to play hockey. So in general, those are my thoughts. Really hoping John's okay. I would not expect a John Tavares coming back at all in this playoffs. Hopefully the results are a lot more positive than the way it looked. I still can't see a situation where he's able to return. It's going to be a huge loss for the Leafs. Our leverage in having two completely dominant lines over Montreal and using those to our advantage, that's now gone. So it'll be a tough series now without him, but just sending all my thoughts to John and hoping you're okay.